Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We are continuing our cleanup crew mission here in low lunar orbit, where we are about to depart Hotel Coast Cosmos with our brave three Kerbal crew. Oof, three Kerbal crew. The Splooshdown crew from their last SKS flight, hoping that this next touchdown will go a bit smoother for them. Connected living space has been giving me issues lately, so that's why we have decided to EVA all three Kerbals into the second lunar Uber 2 and begin our brave descent down to the surface. This will be our first crewed landing since the last time we lost to lunar Uber 2 on impact with the moon. Very tragically, quite a good long while ago, while actually trying to touch down at this exact same base. And this would also be the first point where KSP just decided to crash on us. It would not be the last, not by a long stretch would it be the last crash we would encounter, but we do eventually get the save loaded back up, rejoin our brave Kerbals, as they do have to make quite an inclination change during their descent in order to land at our new lunar surface outpost, which actually doesn't really have a name. It was derived from Project M97, which is our Mars surface base, which we landed the core just not too long ago, and I actually really regret not going back and just landing the lab module at the same time, since they're in very similar orbits. It would have made that whole process a whole lot easier instead of having to, well, I don't know, targeted landings at Mars are exceptionally more difficult than doing them on the moon, where you've got the atmosphere kind of screwing with you, and I don't have a telemetries mod that is compatible that even spares me a lick of frame rate, so you know, there's that. Anyway, we are making our final approach to our lunar surface base as we are prepared now for our terminal descent. There you can see our debris field. There's a base in there somewhere, I promise you. It's in there somewhere. We just need to make sure that we can land within 25 or some odd meters of one of the landing pads for the core module or the lab module or the supply module. We are actually coming down to repair to see if we can get this surface installation up and running and maybe give it a proper name so I can just stop calling it the lunar surface installation base. Anyway, we are on target. There are the lights of the core module, and here is our targeted supply module. So I'm going to go ahead and turn you over to old me for the landing. 10 meters. Looking for a landing site. Touchdown. Yes. And within 25 meters of our refueling. Hooah! I'll take it. Oh, and look at that picture. Nice. F5, 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 F5. Yes. Bring it out of this. Press F5. Please, nothing blow up. Please, nothing blow up. Please, don't crash. Please don't crash. And with the crew safely down on the surface, now we can begin the risky business of trying to get this installation up and running again. We are parked very close to our de-wheeled life support module, and that will be our first goal after, of course, siphoning off all the extra fuel that we can. These wheels were inadvertently jettisoned during the terminal descent phase because I'm an idiot sometimes, most of the time, and now thankfully they can be hoisted by a single Kerbal, and we are going to use Kerbal Attachment System to try to reattach them, you know, hopefully. And well, this debris field and these multiple high part count vessels are definitely taxing this KSB install a whole lot. we do, I think, have enough fuel in our lunar Uber to make ascent to the surface, but we shall have to see. So there, I thought I had a pretty good alignment, and then instead dropped the wheels, and then KSP dropped itself. There was our second game crash of the evening. Those actually attached really, really well. They actually look like they're in the proper spot. These wheels, however, are definitely not the proper spot, although I think we've got them lined up pretty well now. If the height on those wheels isn't near exact, we will not be able to handle docking and rendezvous with the rest of the surface installation. And then, of course, I did an F5, F9 because I was locked out of control. We're just kind of rolling backwards on the hill after hitting the decouple. Turns out Mech Jeb rover guidance will work, not particularly well in this case, especially because we're trying to be rather targeted with our intentions here. So we're going to switch control to the aft docking port, and then try to just drive up very nicely and maybe just ram into that base just a little bit, give it a little love nudge, and see if we can't force Mech Jeb to give us a docking. Well, the answer is no. Mech Jeb is really, really bad at this, and also it looks like the surface base is sliding ever so slightly. This is very, very sped up footage, so that's why I'm kind of thinking that maybe it's moving. It could just be a trick of the eye. Well, it turns out, and here's the stupid part, because I did make some changes to that rover to I don't know, make it more adapt for the lunar base rather than the Mars base for which it was originally built. Yeah, it turns out it's over its avionics limit by a little less than a ton, or maybe it was a little more than a ton. So we just vented off some of the spare fuel, the aerosine and nitrogen tetroxide, and now we have full driving control. And now you can see that I am just as bad at docking on terrestrial vehicles as normal ones. I think that actually looks pretty good. Right? No? Maybe? Just get it. Yes! Ha ha! Victory! So there you have it. Our lunar surface installation is now officially functional and up and running. We can keep a crew down here for a little more than a year or so, as I intend to do, as we clear some research and get some things accomplished and radio in some money. Yeah, we had to refuel the lunar Uber also because the game crashed, and apparently that didn't happen before the last autosave. Anyway, back to the business of this lunar research station. It needs a name, an official one, and as per usual, we'll be taking suggestions right down here in the comments. So if you have a good suggestion, or even a bad suggestion, or even better yet, a funny suggestion, go ahead and leave it for me in the comments. I will probably pick the winner by the weekend, because we're going to be spending some time out here doing some work and getting things cleaned up and getting things orchestrated. And we took a surface sample and a crew report, and we're going to run those through the lab and give them something to do in their shiny new base as we get ready for getting the Mars one up and running. So that's going to do it for this one, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. So until then, see you later.